Hey guys, so the Lord put this into me to kind of say a few words about this thing, about ideas, right? About dreams, about things that we do, inspiration, right? Where does this come from? Because, some people may say that, they don't have dreams, they don't know what they want to do, they don't have like inspiration and things like that. So, everything comes from God. It's as simple as that. All the best ideas, all the best visions, dreams, things come from God. And, the beauty of the creating process is in the process too, because you may have a vision, you may have an idea, but you don't know what the result is going to be, right? I mean, it depends, right, on what you're doing. Like if it's very easy to kind of just have like the exact image and you want the exact result, then that can happen too. But there's also beauty in like creation of things when you don't know the result, right? You're just you have this idea, inspiration, and you're working on it, and then you create it. But thing is, you don't do it by yourself, and all of this comes from God, whether you are aware of this or not. Because before, with my ideas, with the things that I did before, I was not so aware at the time, that it was God, taking me to the right places, showing me the right things at the right time, just when I need something, just when just at the right time when like I need some kind of idea or some kind of thing for some project or thing that I do, it would just appear, somewhere, or, I just have this idea, I just like, no, oh, okay, like I need like, I don't know, like say this colored dress, right, for this event, and right away, like I find it somewhere, maybe not exactly what I was thinking, but like very close, or and then it ends up like, perfect fit for the thing, for the project. So when I wasn't aware, about this, obviously it was God doing this the whole time. Now I realize it. Now I see how He makes all things work. Because at the time, I was trusting the process. Of course, I trusted in God, but I did not have such a relationship with Him, that I do now. So, but it was still God, He was still with me, and He was still, because God likes when you have a sincere heart, and when you just sincerely do something for the sake of doing, right? When you're not seeking to just like monetize, right? Just money, or I don't know, some kind of a selfish reason, right? Or some kind of evil intention. But when it's just a pure intention, just for the sake of doing it, for the sake of enjoying this life, for the sake of sharing this happiness with other people, creating something beautiful, creating something creative, right? He's always up for it. And especially when there is faith in it, right? When you are trusting the process, when you're not forcing things, when you're not doing something. And now that I've developed this relationship with Him, and now that I see that, He was there the whole time, right? It was him doing His thing. And now it's like even the Holy Spirit, right? The Holy Spirit tells me like, hey, do this kind of thing. And sometimes you just do it in faith. Like sometimes you don't understand. Sometimes you're just like, do what the Holy Spirit says. And in the process you may even have a question mark, like what is this going to be, right? But then you see the result, and it's always like, how can I say, like a lot better than any expectation that you could have. And it's so beautiful. And it's also so beautiful because at the same time it's like you're creating with God, and you are aware of it, right? You have this awareness, you have this communication, and it's just so beautiful. So yeah, and sometimes God just puts the idea inside of you, and you just feel this, like you need to do it this way, like you want to do this, right? You just have to do it, and then you do it, and then you realize, okay, well, it was God. He does it like in his way, right? How he likes it. But yeah, so all of it comes from God. All the original, all great ideas, they all come from God. And this is why, it's so important to be close to him, right? And when you have a pure heart, when your intentions are pure, right, when you act out of love, this is when you're close to him. And especially when you have a good relationship with him, um, there's no lack there. So yeah, I hope that this video inspires you. Everything comes from God. So our really, the most important thing is in life, right, is being together, right, being with God, being this one big family, and just really doing our thing, right, just enjoying things, and in the right way, right? Because I mean, life is an experience, but it's not just any experience, right? It's not just like you can do anything you want. No, it has to be the right kind of experience, right? Because you don't have to, but like you're building something, right? Because you can, of course, you have a free will, right? And you will, you have a free will. You can, like, technically, in theory, experience doing like really bad things. That's technically also an experience, but it's never going to satisfy your soul. It's just gonna make you so dark. But yeah, and so like I said, like, whenever you do something, it should not be for the sake of like boasting, right? Or like pride, or some kind of selfish gain, like money, just for the sake of money. Because when you do it for these things, you kind of dismiss the important things. You dismiss people, right? You dismiss the right things, because you're so selfishly centered on like the profit, right? And so a lot of the time when people are focused on the profit, they don't realize that they're hurting others in the process, that they're gaining their wealth from suffering of others, from suffering of other people. And that's very wrong, and that's gonna make you dark, because that's demonic kind of thinking, and pride. And that's why, devil can give you ideas too, right? But they're not gonna be any good ideas. They're gonna be illusions, because the devil never has a good intention for anyone, right? So with anything the devil does, it's meant to bring destruction, even to the person that does it, right? So say the devil would give you an idea, right, to, I don't know, like do something, right? But it's not going to be the right kind of idea, and this idea will kind of destroy you in the process. It will kind of lead you astray, and maybe in the beginning it will seem like something great, but then as you go, you will see that there's nothing there. This is why, like, the right thing is always about doing the right thing. It's always about making the right choice, and this is where God is, because God is righteous, right? And this way, you're building with him. And his like creation, is like limitless, right? So yeah, it all comes from him. So yeah, like I said, life is not about competing, life is not about gaining, profiting. Like, what's the point of all this profit, right? Because the person, you know, that profits from evil intentions isn't happy, isn't satisfied either. It's always this kind of negative cycle. Yeah, whereas people who maybe have less may actually be a lot happier because they're doing things in the right way, and because, you know, they may be like close, right? Because when there's some kind of like suffering and things that you overcome, you also become like more closer and like stronger, right? As like together, right? Say it's a family that's struggling, right? Financially, for example, and but because of that, they're kind of closer to each other, right? And so they have better relationships in that sense. I'm not saying that it's like money has direct effect on it, but it can have an effect. It depends on how you go about money. So yeah, I guess my main message in this video was to tell you that, yeah, all ideas, all great things come from God. So, and all things are possible through him. So just go to him, do things the right way, do things for the sake of doing it, just enjoy it, just yeah. And you know, with God, he will like bring out your own uniqueness, your own thing. So you know, it's a journey, it's a process, and you don't know what's gonna come out. Like, god God is wonderful. He gives you ideas. He, like I said, Holy Spirit sometimes would like tell you, God will tell you, do this way, use this color, this, and you're just like, you're doing it, and in the process you don't know what's coming, but then you see the result and it's like, oh, that's nice, you know. It's always like that. So yeah, so I hope this video inspires you, I hope it motivates you. So don't stop. If you don't have something, anything, just go to God, ask him, talk to him, and he'll figure things out as you go. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.